Hello everyone, we are back for a March edition of albums that I really liked this month and albums that I didn't really like this month. You should expect these every month, every now and then, just because, well, it's just gonna happen, isn't it? It's bound to happen. But today, I'm also adding in a couple albums that I just listened to that didn't release in March, and some. First, we're going to be starting off with the albums that did release in March. When I heard that we'd be getting a new Mike album this year, I was extremely excited. I was like, I don't even care who Tony Seltzer is. Listen, as long as there's a new Mike album, it'll sound exactly the same as all the other ones, but I love it. I love it. I want to see what new samples Mike has cooking up. Turns out I was completely wrong. It's nowhere near as ambitious as Burning Desire or even Disco for that matter. Mike doesn't really fit very well on some of these beats. He kind of does on some, and then he eventually kind of rolls off to the shittier points. Some tracks are fucking awful though, and they feel like they're not even trying to be anything good at all. For example, the last song on the album, 2K24 Tour, is actually awful. Like, actually awful. If you're really wanting to listen to a new Mike album, please just tap into Burning Desire, because Burning Desire is so much more ambitious. It's definitely like a stocking filler, like an orange of some sort, but the orange goes very moldy very quickly and you throw it out right after Christmas. That's what Pinball by Mike and Tony Seltzer feels like to me. So, and for that, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Now, Young Lean and Bladee's Psykos is really something that I didn't expect to blow me away this year, but I actually really liked it. Felt like it droned on a bit too long. I'm kidding, this is an extremely short album. Blink and you'll fucking miss it. It can actually get really boring, considering how short the album is. It's actually confusing as well. There's a lot of things to like here. It's not amazing. It's not what I expected it to be. It's confusing. It is something that, like I said, I just don't expect from something like Bladee to dip his toes into. I was more expecting something from Ice Dancer. Either way, this is a good project. I give it a 7 out of 10. An album that I didn't expect to be listening to this year is Fontaines 3, as this is my first Fontaines album, and I fucking love the soundscapes on here and the whole electric feel to the album. It's really refreshing to see good music come out of this year, as this has some really standout songs from it, and this year's been a pretty shit one already, especially for music. It's definitely worth a listen if you like the likes of Aphex Twin. I have listened to some Fontaines projects before, but never this thoroughly. It's worth it. I'd actually give it a massive listen if you're really looking for some kind of electronic album with new material. There you go, Fontaines 3. It's 8 out of 10. And now for one of the most ambitious albums of this year, We Don't Trust You by Future and Metro Boomin. I hated it. I really thought that this was just boring, predictable trap beats laid with Future's tired delivery, and this shit is way too hyped for its own good. It feels like it's really boring, it goes nowhere, even the fucking track fade outs pissed me off. And Kendrick Lamar's verse, unlike that, is actually awful. It's actually awful. I don't care if it is a diss towards Drake. It's actually bad. It's not even like the moaning on the verse. It's just, wow, holy shit. Kendrick Lamar doesn't really fit on any of these beats. That's the problem that I kind of have with modern-ish trap music, is that nobody fits well on these beats besides Travis Scott, Future. Future sounds a little bit off-put on most of these beats. I know, it's kind of like, yeah, in your head it's like, yeah, that would be a fantastic album, Future and Metro Boomin. It's not. It's not. It's predictable, it's boring, and Kendrick has a fucking better verse on Taylor Swift's Bad Blood than Like That. I don't understand how it's rated so high either. It feels like people are just grasping at straws here. And also the album is actually quite long. May I add that Claustrophobic is probably the worst song I've heard this year, right next to Mike's 2K24 tour. So those were the albums that I listened to that released this month. Now we're going to be looking at some albums that released quite a bit ago, but I still listened to this month anyway. Not only did I not expect to be reviewing this album, but it is actually very enjoyable, and it has some memorable songs on it, and I think everybody knows what songs are very memorable, because it's kind of been memed to death, to the point where it's actually becoming a very enjoyable experience to listen to. There are some songs on there that don't really hit as hard, but however, it is actually worth a listen. Even if it's just for the meme value, it's worth a listen. Go listen to Weezer's Blue album. Open All Night is a very interesting album that released in 1999. It has some very strange trip-hop aspects in there, and I actually spotted a lot of drum samples myself. The worst thing I can say about it is that some tracks are slightly boring or a little bit too intimate, which you'd kind of expect from frontman of Soft Cell, Marc Almond. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this album quite a lot. It's a very interesting sounding album. It has a lot of fusions with it. It's just interesting to see how that kind of style has sort of like drifted apart from a lot of what contemporary trip-hop artists will class themselves as, I guess. This is an album I feel bad about reviewing because none of the songs actually stuck with me, obviously, besides Once in a Lifetime. It's a good album. It's fantastically produced. I can feel that the tension between me and this album is there because I'm trying very hard to like it, and it feels like it needs to be a grower on me, to be honest, because it keeps giving me ideas and I don't know what exactly to think of them. Skinty Fia is an album that I'll always regret not picking up in HMV. Me and my friend Ryan saw this album in a HMV and sort of considered it as a sort of female rap album from the cover. Funny enough, it was on tape, and I feel bad for never picking it up. However, the songs are extremely well produced. It is not a female rap album. In fact, it is an Irish rock band. And let me tell you, one of the songs, track 4, Jackie Down the Line, it's amazing. Really, give it a shot and you will see why it deserves such a high score. I'm absolutely speechless. It is an amazing album. It's angelic sounding, has some beautiful instrumentals. Check it out. Just check it out. Just don't even click off the video and fucking listen to it. It's amazing. It's really that good. Yeah, so those are all my album reviews of this month. I was expecting a lot more to be released this month, but nothing good came out of it. Probably the best thing to come out of this month has to be Fortet 3, and even that wasn't totally ambitious. It didn't hit the top spot just yet. I think I didn't expect Scrapyard enough for it to be low. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you probably next month. Bye.